Good morning, dear. Happy Sunday.
Watching TV. Weren't we just doing this last night? It's almost like we slept in front of the darn thing.
Ye old coincidence. Let's see what's on TV this lovely Sunday morning.
And so, my brothers and sisters, the scriptures admonish us to love God by loving those around us and being of service to them. So let us strive to not deceitfully belie, betray, or slander those around us, but defend them, think and speak well of them, and put the best construction on everything. As St. Paul so clearly puts it in his letter to the Romans, we should do what is honorable in the sight of all, and as much as possible, try to live peaceably with all. Of course, Sunday morning, so there will be religious shows and preachers on TV.
He does have a point, though. Doesn't it seem like he's preaching against the negativity that has gone around the office lately? I think you might have had a point about trying to press on in spite of it.
This is weird, though. I'd like to not think that religion should ever be something one thinks about in the workplace, but morality and civility towards others is something that's beneficial, far beyond the walls of any of these faith communities. Definitely gives me something to think about.
Animations for World of the Nerd Couple are generated by Plotagon. Visit plotagon.com to check out the app.
Good morning, Tom. Beautiful Sunday weather, isn't it? Yeah, out for a walk now that I'm not wearing that clunky paladin suit anymore. Hey, have a seat, man. I've actually been meaning to speak with you about some stuff. So what's going on? This wasn't planned or anything. It's just gorgeous out today, so I figured I'd go for a little walk. Yes, got enjoyed this one last nice day before heading back to the office. The nerd convention was fun and all, but we all need a day every so often to just relax and chill out. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about what's been going on and the negativity that I keep seeing from people in those cubicles. Yes, the company has hit some challenges recently, but I can't see this lack of teamwork helping to do anything but make those challenges worse. Yeah, Lauren's been bothered by this like you wouldn't believe, and I can't say I'm too fond of it either. It's like everyone wants to take everything the worst way possible as much as possible. That's the thing. People are leaping at their first excuse to finger point others, instead of helping build each other up so the teams can succeed and get us out of this mess. Unfortunately, there comes a point where one needs to make the call that a team just can't get it together and that it's fruitless to carry on. Wait a minute. Are you saying? I'm not happy to have to make this call, but not only are people spewing venom at each other, they're using my spreadsheets as weapons in order to do so. I didn't get into financial work to get caught up in office drama, only to manage people's money, and yet, I hear more about people than money these days. So-and-so, missed on such and such, financial metric. Let's start a paper trail against them. Blah 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 blah. For Pete's sake, I'm not some kind of HR person. I just want to manage the money. But if you leave, that's one less decent person amidst all the snakes. Do you really think stacking the deck with negative people is going to make things any better? If management had a problem with the composition of this team, they would have intervened by now. No. There's a rule in business management. If you don't confront it, you condone it. Likewise, perception is reality. I know a few things about that. When people think their computer is hopeless, they start acting that way. That's the thing. I'm swimming against the tide here. And this company isn't the only fish in the sea. When you let stuff like this go on for too long, eventually your job will become the professional version of an abusive relationship. The abuser uses money to manipulate their victim, and it's no different when the perpetrator is an organization rather than an individual. So when's all of this happening then? Tomorrow. No notice. I've had enough. I'm starting my new job the day after tomorrow as a tax accountant. I'll be saying it's this great career opportunity because you're not supposed to burn bridges, but in reality I once thought that being a tax guy would be the worst job I could ever have in my career. It no longer seems so bad. Well darn. Best of luck to you. But it's going to be a Monday at the office that's more rotten than usual. Nice working with you, Jay. Keep things nice and nerdy, at least until you get out of there too if you decide to leave as well. I will. Enjoy the scenery this one last peaceful day before the dreaded Monday.
Shelley. Hi. Out for a Sunday run. On this beautiful Sunday. I see. Well, we all have to stop and smell the flowers. Okay, you got me. I'm just seeing what floral combinations and bouquets are fashionable these days in case Jay decides to surprise me with one. Oh man. Ruining the surprise, are we? Hey, there's a cafe down the street if you're up for some lunch if you've had enough smelling the flowers. Okay. Though I do apologize for interrupting your run. No worries. Plus, I've been meaning to speak with you, but I heard you were busy at the nerd convention yesterday. So how's the Ryzen machine been lately? Very nice. Hubby stopped bothering me about it and I stopped giving a darn about its performance differences versus Kaby Lake since I do all my gaming in 1080p. I wish I could say the same for my experience around the office lately though. Oh brother. Yeah. The drama. People want to tear each other to shreds every time I turn around. Oh. You've noticed it too. Yes. People want to take things the worst way possible as much as possible. Unfortunately, my job as a C# analyst requires a lot of programming, and therefore, a lot of concentration. And with the drama going on lately, it has been next to impossible to concentrate on anything. Yes, I know a few things about that. I even told Larry about it at one point. And what did he do? Probably nothing. That's the problem. He shouldn't require us to tell him about stuff like this. He should have noticed this and stepped in to fix it a long time ago. Lauren, this isn't just about office drama anymore. It's a fight for me to even complete a project. Guess what happens when performance review time rolls around if this continues? Shelley's a poor performer. Let's put her on a performance improvement plan and start looking for a replacement. Maybe she's not a good fit for the role anymore. Paper jail time. Isn't corporate workplace sabotage grand? A manufactured poor performer and stain on your resume, all because a bunch of people wanted to rip each other to pieces. It's okay though. I already know where I'm going. I just wanted to give you a heads up before my last day tomorrow. Last day? Really? You already found another job? No notices. When you find out you're being set up to fail, even if not directly, it's great inspiration to put your nose back to the grindstone and not let a bunch of fearful weenies in snazzy suits control your destiny. But it's also sudden. I wouldn't expect something like this. I heard you and Jay had quite the time at the nerd convention yesterday. I didn't want to interrupt any of that. If I could have told you about it earlier, I would have. Besides, it's a very aggressive recruiting climate for people with my skills right now. I might have lost the offer if I waited 2 weeks. I'm just wondering how this will be perceived in light of how Cindy left the company on Friday. Probably not very positively, but hey, these suits brought it all upon themselves. Before I leave though, I wanted to give you the heads up and say that it has been an absolute pleasure working with you. Keep me on your phone. I'm sure we could do a girls' night out at some point. Will do. But Monday's going to be a tad drab after you leave. But aren't Mondays always a tad drab?
Welcome home, dear. How was your walk?
Perhaps you should tell me how your walk went first.
Do we need to do rock, paper, scissors? Just kidding. I ran into Tom from finance in the park and found out he's abruptly leaving tomorrow. What? He found another job as a tax accountant and decided he's had enough of the venerable snake pit that our office has become.
No, that's not it. You see, I ran into Shelley at the flower shop and we grabbed a bite to eat at the cafe up the street for lunch, and she told me she's abruptly leaving for another job tomorrow too.
So that's 3 people abruptly leaving in 2 business days. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes. Some big wig is going to think these 3 departures are related and be on the absolute warpath tomorrow. Hey honey, sorry to leave again so soon, but I think I'd best head to Toby's sports bar.
That might not be such a bad idea.
Oh man, look who it is. It's the nerd girl herself. Hey Cindy told me all about you. I'm Toby, I run the place, and even though I'm more of a jock. Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo.
Save it for later, Jock. If Cindy's here, I need to speak to her immediately. It's big. Really big.
You mean like the nerd convention yesterday? Darn, I had to switch my TVs to show video game tournaments last night when the convention let out. Had no idea nerds could drink so much, or even be that social, for the matter.
Toby, stop. Just stop. This restaurant's gonna be adding nerd knuckle sandwiches to the menu if you won't let me speak with her.
Whoa, slow down there, sister. Don't get your smart girl panties in a bunch. She's doing prep in the kitchen for tonight's service, but if you two need to borrow my office upstairs, go right ahead. By the way, I was kidding earlier.
As was I? That's why I didn't challenge you to an arm wrestling match or something. Thank you. I think I'd best go see her now. It's been a busy weekend, Lauren. Tell your fellow nerds thanks for all the business last night. I think we had a take-in that was almost as big as Cheslin or D's. I'm guessing this has made for quite the crash course in your new job as a sous chef. In all my years as an HR lady, I never could have dreamed of a more intense new hire training program. But I'm doing okay. What brings you here? Toby made it sound like you were ready to slug him across the jaw. That might be a tad embellished. Look, Cindy, I hate to bring this up so soon after you swore you were done with your corporate days, but it's about your old job. Oh, brother. They're coming after me, aren't they? I don't know what they think they're going to do, though. It was my decision to leave, and my opportunity, despite the circumstances and how sudden it was. And if legal's tearing apart my computer trying to find some evidence of prior motive, they're not going to find anything. Well, that's good to know that they're on a wild goose chase, but I just found out this weekend that Tom from Finance and Shelley, my programmer co-worker, are leaving tomorrow, without notice, both on the same day, both en route to new jobs they already had lined up, the Monday after you left. You don't think someone will try to connect some dots that aren't there? They have nothing to connect. Quite frankly, I still haven't spent any of the money I saved while at the job for culinary certification to be eligible to become head chef here if our chef were to leave, but I wouldn't mind using it to hire a lawyer if they decided to start something. Whoa. Now this is getting heavy. Lawyers, really? Don't worry, because I'm not. There's no paper trail here linking me to any of this, and I didn't know of any of this, and if anyone should know a thing or two about paper trails, it's me. You and Jay should take it easy with this stuff and let it blow over. You'll see bits and pieces of the frustration, but the thing is, people leave jobs all the time, and any business with leadership that's actually smart would already have contingency plans for people leaving, no matter who they are. $10 says either somebody from legal or somebody else from HR is already doing my job now that I've left, and that there was a plan in place even before I showed any signs of flying the chicken coop, so to speak. Oh, okay. I'm just sorry this is going to spike the drama even more. That place is already becoming a veritable snake pit with all the venom lately. I'm not worried, and you shouldn't be, either. You and Jay have enough to worry about between your computer stuff and these people treating each other so poorly. Don't add this to your big stack of worries, at least. Thanks for the heads up, though. I'm not convinced anything will happen, though. Probably some frustration and yelling behind closed doors. But I think the best thing for you two to do is just get on with your lives, as I have, now that I've said goodbye to that mess. Although, I would recommend that you two stop by from time to time when you want to break from Cheslin or D's. I'm working on expanding the menu. This sports bar needs to have more than just football games and booze. I'll relay the good news. Thanks.
You two work all of it out. I covered for prep while she was upstairs.
Oh yes. Thank you. And sorry I held up any of your prep for dinner service.
No worries, nerd gal. I got an idea for a new special next time the Nerd Up Society has one of its get-togethers from what you said earlier. We're gonna have a sandwich called the Nerd Up Woo Woo.
That darn catchy phrase is just going everywhere now, isn't it?
Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo.
Oh man, next thing I know you'll be cosplaying or something at one of those conventions.
But if I did, who would run this place? Cindy already has enough to do just trying to make this place into more of a proper restaurant.
Well, we started the day in front of the TV, and now we're ending the day in front of the TV.
Yes, dear. We've come full circle. But at least we know from Cindy that we shouldn't be worried about the mess that we're going into tomorrow.
Still though, we're definitely heading into a real mess, so let's just try to get through it all in one piece.
Let's leave tomorrow's mess for tomorrow and just see what's on TV tonight.
Welcome back everyone to the Really Old Rocker Show. I'm Nigel and I've definitely had a plethora of birthdays over the years, but I'll still shred some of these punk rock kids a third of my age. You may recognize my guest here, returning from earlier. She's a hot mama who was infamous for sounding like a hot papa, and we worked on getting her to hit some high notes. We're back tonight to see how she's doing and follow up on everything. So how are you doing nowadays, Madame Hot Mama?
I haven't sounded like this since I was 17. I love it. People now mix me up with my daughter nowadays.
Well darn. I didn't think the falsetto hairband singer shrieking techniques would work this well. How did you get such good results?
Vocal cord surgery. My doctor had a few connections. Let me just say that I should probably be able to join the women's fitness club now without a hitch, so long as it isn't 21 plus.
There is no way she had a surgery like that and recovered from it that quickly. This has got to be a rerun. Matter of fact, I think all of these have been reruns lately.
Sometimes I think we'd be better off hooking a computer to the TV and finding something random to watch on YouTube.
Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo.